Their opponents tonight, the Eastern champions from District 3, 32-2, the Steel High Steamrollers. And now let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for the Punxsutawney Chucks under head coach Bill Vassallo, assistants Mike McIntyre and Earl Good, the starting five for Punxsutawney. Starting at a guard, a 5'11" junior, number 20, Dana Harold. At a guard, a 6'1" senior, number 22, Mike Scarantine. At a guard, a 6'1" senior, number 30, Scott Taylor. At center, a 6'3" senior, number 52, Dan Petrov. And at a forward, number 44, a 6'1" senior, Brett Rankin, the Chucks of Punxsutawney High School. And now the starting five for the Steel High Steamrollers. Head coach Ken Richter, assistants Bill Starcinic, Sam Barnacle, and Tom Salinger. The starting five for Steel High. At a guard, wearing number 34, a 6'2" senior, Lima Roberts. At a guard, a junior 6'3", number 30, Jeff Kleckner. At a guard, a 6'2" junior, wearing number 24, E.T. Anderson. At a forward, a 6'4" junior, number 44, Micah Tivo. And at the other forward, a 6'5" junior, number 32, Seth Myers. The Steamrollers of Steel High. Your officials for tonight's game, George Preisendorfer, Frank Pryor, and John Champel. Your alternate official is Joe Lindsay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Spartan Singers from Milton Hershey High School to sing our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the Spartan Singers present our national anthem. The Spartan Singers from Milton Hershey, thank you. Number changes for Punxsutawney. Dan Petrov is wearing number 53. Brett Rankin wearing 45. Scott Taylor's wearing number 31. Mike Scarantine wearing 23. Dana Harold wearing number 21. On the scoreboard, Punxsutawney will be indicated as the visitors, Steel High the home team. Your attention, please. We ask your cooperation, please. Smoking is not permitted in the Hershey Park Arena. Please do not sit in the aisleways. Attention, those of you standing in the uppermost area, please.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. Jed Donahue along with Mark Shuey. Tonight, Punxsutawney comes in about a 5 or a 6 point underdog against Steel High. Steel High looking to give that particular district their first title since 1927. They have not been here since 1978. Punxsutawney has never been here either.
Punxsutawney coming in with a record of 27-2 under head coach Bill Vassallo. Bill Vassallo, the head coach of Punxsutawney, and Steel High's head coach Ken Richter are old college schoolmates. Both played ball together at Lock Haven University, and here they are several years later with their high school teams ready to tip it off for the boys' Quad A title.
Myers wins the tip from Dan Petroff, and Steel High goes on offense initially. Kleckner to the left-hand dribble, pop free initially. This is E.T. Anderson, left it short, rebound, cleaned off by Dana Harold. Harold will run the show for the Chucks. Leaves it to Scott Taylor. Petroff, a good shooting center. Anderson almost stole it away. Opening 30 seconds of the boys Quad A state championship, and it is one hard ticket to come by. To the rooftops we go here with 8,500 strong. Punxsutawney sold all of their allotment of 1,700 tickets in 2 hours. A sea of red in one area of the building. Pass is stolen away by Kleckner. 2-on-1 break, filling the lane is Myers. Kleckner drives himself, following is Anderson.
Well, that's what
E.T. Anderson with his first two rollers, 2-0.
Steel High, a tenacious offense. Good follow on the play from Steel High. E.T. Anderson with Steel High's first two. Now Punxsutawney on the board and a foul on the play. I believe Mike Ativo, and Steel High was the offender.
That was Dana Harold on the dribble drive. Ativo not establishing position. One problem Steel High encountered on Wednesday, foul trouble. Junior Davis fouled out. Ativo got 3 early in the first half and had to sit out significant portions. Harold hits the three-pointer.
That seems to be Ativo's game as of late. 3 quick ones against York, 3 quick ones against Whitehall as well.
Anderson, skip pass. Kleckner loves the left wing side. 16-footer, missed everything. Adrenaline is flying. With it is Mike Scarantine. He's their leading scorer, had 22 points in their Western Final win over Penn Hills. You're looking at Brett Rankin with the left hand. Ball is tipped away. Here's Myers off to the races. Myers, long outlet for Kleckner to the reverse layup. Missed it wide of the rebound. Comes away to Rankin. Here comes Punxsutawney the other way. They will run a deliberate style.
Punxsutawney dominating the boards, which is kind of unusual because the clear height advantage is with Steel High.
Third steal. This time it's Lime Roberts. Roberts, long outlet. Myers, and he couldn't hang on. Steel High a bit up there as far as adrenaline is concerned. Still a bit out of sync by a step. That will come together. 3-2. Punxsutawney with a lead.
Well, Steel High should have far less butterflies than Punxsutawney. This is their 6th game at the Hershey Park Arena this season.
Scarantine to Harold, back to Scarantine. He's got outstanding range and took a step before the shot. Turnover back to Steel High. Unforced errors are something that Punxsutawney can ill afford against Steel High's 1-3-1 pressure.
3-2 early moments of this boys Quad A championship game. Punxsutawney with a 1-point lead over Steel High, 3-2.
Lime Roberts, a very athletic 6'2 senior. To Kleckner. Roberts open for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound. Position, Harold, foul over the back. E.T. Anderson of Steel High, his first, team second. Every move draws a roar on the floor.
Yeah, no question about it. Here you'll see Lime Roberts with the shot off the iron. That would have been good for 3 if it would have gone. And a foul on the play. It was E.T. Anderson climbing over the back of the Punxsutawney player. Punxsutawney will inbound with the lead, 3-2.
Brett Rankin leaves it for Dana Harold. Punxsutawney must buck out. Scarantine, good shooter, shows wide. Scarantine's first 2. 5-2, Punxsutawney.
Scarantine with a 15 points per game average, lighting it up for 2. Punxsutawney with a 3-point lead over Steel High. Rollers with the ball.
E.T. Anderson, wide open right side. Anderson has 4, all 4 of Steel High's points, and it's 5-4 Punxsutawney. Better known for Groundhog's Day, needless to say, but here for basketball. And that town is on fire over their Chucks. Deal inside Rankin. He must have the big game. Athletic move by Ativo to control it. Outlet for Myers. Kleckner fills the wing. Myers, little jump pass. Anderson flies in.
Nice soft touch on the layup from E.T. Anderson, Steel High. He has all of Steel High's 6 points thus far as Steel High takes their first lead of the game, 6-5 over Punxsutawney. Now you see the deliberate offense of Punxsutawney that Jed has told you about.
Steel High will jump out and break at all times. Scarantine for 3, off the back of the iron. Oh, Jason Roberts up there. Roberts the other way. Shake and bake, and the Rollers explode for 6 unanswered points to take an 8-5 lead. Harold, he'll shoot the 3. Good, and a foul.
On Ativo, I believe. That will be his second. 2 quick fouls on Ativo. And Dana Harold will go to the line.
Little jump-in step by Harold that time. He's a 5'11 junior.
Here you see the shot. Long bomb, it's good. And you just saw in the corner of your screen, Mike Ativo, who is now taking a seat beside Coach Ken Richter on the Steel High bench with 2 quick fouls. Ativo coming in from the wing and laying a hand on the shooter.
Missing the free throw, 6'7" junior Davis into the game. He gives them a real athletic presence down low. Kleckner for Lime Roberts to E.T. Anderson. Good ball movement. Myers, give and go for Davis, stroking home.
Well, big junior Davis, 6'7", 220 pounds. He's by far the biggest man on the court tonight.
Harold wide open for a 3.
Scott Taylor. Uniform change at the beginning of the game. Taylor is now wearing number 31.
For the basketball, Lime Roberts, Kleckner, his first shot, left it short. Rebound battled for, back to Kleckner. Dribble drive into the lane, maintains control. Now he'll be shooting from 16, left that short. Davis follows, give and go. Roberts athletically missed it wide. Rebound still battled for. Davis controls. Roberts again missed it, and the rebound finally cleared out by Rankin. Here comes Punxsutawney the other way. Ball is tipped out of bounds in a wild sequence there.
It's getting a little haywire underneath the bucket.
Oh,
Steel High with really no set play. After the missed rebound, instead of bringing it out, they went right to the hoop again.
The Rollers crash and burn the offensive glass, as you see right here.
Yeah, here you see some of the action, hot and heavy.
Taylor open for 3 again. He has 6.
Just 2.
They're going to give him 2. They say it was on the line. 12-10, Punxsutawney. Seth Myers, dribble drive, pull up, 12-footer, in and out, tough break, rebound. Ryan Young, and the outlet for Scott Taylor is out of bounds. Steel High gets it back. Frantic pace in the opening quarter, 2:49 left. 12-10, Punxsutawney.
Well, the Steel High faithful, as usual, are here in force. People started lining up for tickets at 6 o'clock Thursday morning. Tickets didn't go on sale till 3 p.m. that day.
Myers looking down low for Davis. Little post-up move on the block. Left it short. Rebound. Rankin. With a basketball, Scarantine. Dish down low for Petrov is tipped by Davis, controlled by Myers. He winds the dribble to the timeline. Now gets control. For Lime Roberts. Roberts, nice move down the lane. Left it wide. Petrov with a rebound. Here come the red and white. Rankin works on Kleckner and has to pull it back up, and it's stolen away by Anderson. Rollers 3-on-2 break. Anderson to the left dribble. Pull up, pop from 10. Left it short. Rebound. Gobbled up by Rankin. Oh, they are up and down.
Rankin's doing some work underneath the glass for the Punxsutawney Chucks here this evening. Number 45 in red.
6'1" senior wide body.
He's given up a lot of height inside, too.
Rankin finds the lane to the left hand. His first 2.
There you see Scott Rankin from one-on-one with big 6'7" junior Davis, taking it to the hole for 2.
Punxsutawney's biggest lead.
14-10.
Into the ball game now, Mark Koromas, and with this pace, you can see why they go to the bench.
If you know anything about Steel High, you know that they're loaded down with juniors, 4 junior starters. Meanwhile, Punxsutawney, 4 senior starters and 1 junior.
Long skip pass back to Myers for 3. He's short. Steel High not on rhythm on the offensive end of the floor as far as their shooting is concerned.
Not at all. 5 for 18.
Dribble drive by Petrov. Punxsutawney doing the little things that are necessary and lead now 16-10. Lime Roberts, ball on the hip. Final minute of the first quarter. Dish down low, ball comes loose, controlled by Petrov. 2-on-2 break. Punxsutawney, and the pass is out of bounds off Steel High's Lime Roberts.
Punxsutawney, Jed, currently on a 9-0 point run. 16-10. Punxsutawney over Steel High by 6. Closing seconds of quarter number 1. The boys' Quad A championship game from the Hershey Park Arena on WITF TV 33.
They just do get it in. Comes out for Dana Harold. Man-to-man pressure employed now by Steel High. They'll match it up. Scott Taylor with the ball, yelling instructions. Now Dana Harold with a dribble, 5'11" junior. Punxsutawney has survived some close shaves to get here, stolen away by Anderson. Anderson finds it off his leg and out of bounds. Steel High just can't get it in sync. 27 seconds remain in the first quarter.
It doesn't seem like it, but that is only Steel High's 2nd turnover of the game thus far. And the Rollers, rather their 9th. Punxsutawney's got 9. Statistician George Zerg has informed me, and Punxsutawney 9 turnovers, but a 6-point lead over Steel High with 27 seconds left in this opening quarter of play. 16-10, Punxsutawney leads with the ball.
Punxsutawney very poised in the half-court game. They might play for the last shot as we go under 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Coming out is Harold.
Scott Taylor has been absolutely deadly from long range for Punxsutawney.
Taylor with it now, clearing out as Roberts jumping through, and he draws the foul. His first, team's 4th. No fouls called yet against Punxsutawney. 9 seconds in the quarter.
Steel High bringing a 17-game winning streak into this Quad A championship game. Last 2 losses actually came back-to-back. Their only 2 losses of the year to Bishop McDevitt and Harrisburg High in the regular season.
Steel High scoreless in the last 4 minutes. Young, wide open, good! They give him a 2, I believe.
It's Scott Taylor again.
And that'll do it. The end of the first quarter of play. Punxsutawney's on fire. We'll take a timeout. But first, let's see Steel High's last shot, Mark. And it came close.
Yeah, it sure did. Not a bad shot. No, this is E.T. Anderson coming in for one of his 6 points in the quarter.
A score at the end of 1. Punxsutawney 18, Steel High 10. We'll be back after this.
The PIAA Boys Quad A State Championship game on WITF is made possible by grants from Dauphin Deposit Bank and from Gingerbread Man, spirit merchant and grocer.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. If you couldn't make it to the arena, we're glad to have you right here on public television, WITF, Channel 33, 18-10, Punxsutawney. A Cinderella story that is yet to see midnight, Mark, and boy, have they had some close shaves along the way in this PIAA tournament.
Yeah, no question about it. Got out of the first round of the PIAA tournament with a 3-point win. Second round, a 1-point win over Farrell. And the numbers do not lie in the first quarter of play. Punxsutawney with an 8-point lead over Steel High at the end of quarter number 1. Out shooting Steel High. Punxsutawney a blistering 89% from the field. Steel High a paltry 28%. 5 for 18, the Rollers from the field.
Harold. Nice save, Scarantine. Back to Harold. Steel High's pressure is just unbelievable. Harold off the glass, no good. Myers clears for Lime Roberts. I'm sure Ken Richter would like his team to play a bit more under control on the offensive end. Myers, turnaround jumper is short. Rebound again to Brett Rankin. He is getting the right spot on the floor. They are boxing out, which is one way to neutralize height advantage for Steel High.
You know what is surprising to me? Punxsutawney out rebounding Steel High by a tune of 11-5.
Matt Young off the bench knocks down the home run, and all of a sudden Punxsutawney leads by 11 at 21-10.
Wow, this is a surprise thus far. Plenty of game left. Steel High looking kind of ragged right now.
Myers leans in from 11, still out. Rebound follow is good by Lime Roberts. He now has 4. Big hoop for the Rollers. First bucket in almost 6 minutes. Matt Young, who just checked into the game and had that three-pointer. Scarantine dribble drive to the foul line and out. Myers up high for the rebound. 21-12 the score. East meets West for the final time in Hershey this year. Roberts from 18 missed it wide. Rebound battled for. Junior Davis just charged through the double doors.
Junior Davis throwing that 220 pounds around underneath the glass. And ball evidently went off a Punxsutawney player. Steel High will get a chance to inbound underneath their own bucket. Jeff Kleckner to do the honors for Steel High.
For Ativo. Back out top, Myers. Kleckner wide open left side. Left it short. Rebound. Battled for. Kleckner gets it back. Tries a second time, and it rolls out, but draws the foul. Scarantine, his first. Number 23 in red for Punxsutawney.
Foul on Scarantine. Real nice play by Jeff Kleckner. Followed his own missed shot. Picked up the rebound. Went right back up to the hoop with it. And drew the foul on Scarantine. It'll be his first personal foul. Jeff Kleckner will go to the line. Here you see Kleckner fighting for the loose ball after his own missed shot. Puts another one up and is fouled in the process, and that is why Jeff Kleckner is at the line shooting 2.
Finds the range for his first point. Kleckner with 26 points in a Wednesday night win over York in the Eastern Final. An 85% foul shooter. That's one thing Steel High does magnificently well. They are a 75% foul shooting team. Punxsutawney not too shabby either. They're a 70% foul shooting team.
Well, you don't get this far in the state playoffs without really converting free throws from the line.
Rankin, who's had a solid floor game, underneath, good! Unbelievable play by Brett Rankin, who has 4 points.
I'm not sure how that went in. All I saw was Rankin disappear among a sea of white, and the ball went in the hoop.
Kleckner rattles a 3 wide. Roberts battling for the loose change, and we've got a foul.
Scott Taylor.
His first, team second, 23-14 the score. Player control foul, meaning Steel High will inbound underneath their own basket. Alfie Hairston checks into the roller lineup. He'll give Junior Davis a blow. E.T. Anderson is also back for Steel High. For Kleckner. Frantic pace. I thought we'd see more of a half-court game just by Punxsutawney wanting to shorten the game a little bit. But maybe they worked on something different during the week to throw a new look, and it's working thus far. They lead by 9.
Well, they're controlling the boards right now, and I'm sure that's a surprise not only to those in attendance, but also their coach, Bill Vassallo.
Tebow looks for his first 2, and he gets a friendly roll. Like a Tebow. Back the other way with Scott Taylor. A long jumper rattles out. Rebound, Hairston. You can hear that din here at the arena. Down low, Hairston to the right hand. Alfie Hairston, who had some quality time on Wednesday against York, contributes immediately off the bench, and Steel High is back to within 5 at 23-18. They apparently look to have weathered the storm.
A couple of long passes broke the 1-3-1 zone pressure for Steel High, and Punxsutawney converts it for a bucket.
That's Brett Rankin, who has 6 points, and it's 25-18. Down to 4:50 to go in the second quarter. Myers, long jumper, Roberts, good for 3. Lime Roberts with 7. Steel High beginning to warm it up. Stolen, give and go for Anderson. Full court pressure can feed a run, and that's what Steel High is looking for here. Timeout, Punxsutawney. 4:28 to go. We are in the second quarter. It's heating up here in Hershey. Punxsutawney by 2. We're back after this.
The first global look at one of today's major global issues. Filmed in over a dozen rainforested nations and in the country environmentalists claim is the biggest problem. Japan, the world's largest importer of tropical wood.
This special begins at 9 o'clock Monday night.
Punxsutawney just sees what a 1-3-1 trap can do. Let's have a look at it in motion. And E.T. Anderson, the beneficiary, Mark.
That's right. Lime Roberts comes in with an excellent steal. A behind-the-back, no-look pass to E.T. Anderson. Wide open lane to drive it in. That, combined with the Lime Roberts three-point shot just prior to that play, may have fueled Steel High. It certainly has them back into position to take the lead. Steel High now only trails by 2. 25-23. Punxsutawney by 2 with 4:28 to go.
There's that circus shot by Brett Rankin.
Yeah.
From the knees to the glass.
In the middle of a sea of white. All kinds of Steel High players around Rankin. Went in and laid it up and in. Rankin having a very good game for Coach Punxsutawney.
Petrov from way out, battling for the loose ball, and coming out of there with it is a TiVo. Steel High seems to be on a different level emotionally, at least for now.
Kleckner back in.
TiVo to Anderson, who's had a solid game thus far. Left the line drive a bit short. Battling for the loose ball is Petrov. Leaping play, and it's finally coming out to Myers. Top of the circle. They'll slow it down with Kleckner.
10 turnovers for Punxsutawney at this point in the game.
Steel High needs to get Myers out of the driveway. Maybe this will do it. Left that short. Myers still battling, and he took a walk. Nope, clear out foul. Ooh, my. It's on Ryan Young. That'll be his first. Going to see this again, Mark.
Here you see a battle underneath. Alfie Hairston, big number 50 for Steel High underneath, does a nice job to keep the ball alive by just tipping it back out. And the foul is on Ryan Young of Punxsutawney. Steel High will inbound underneath their own bucket.
What's that thing? You make the call. That replay is definitive info. Anderson looks for his 10th point. In and out, no good. Over the back is a TiVo with his third foul.
Yeah, it's number 3 on a TiVo, and that could be a problem. That could be a problem for Coach Ken Richter. Mike TiVo provides some real muscle underneath. Lime Roberts coming back into the game. TiVo will take a seat with his third personal. We saw this Wednesday night against York. Mike TiVo picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter of play, sat out most of the rest of the quarter, came back in the second half, have a very productive game offensively and defensively. Steel High trailing by 2. Punxsutawney with the ball, 25-23, chucks over the rollers.
Whistle.
Away from the ball.
Clear out foul against either Lime Roberts or Kleckner. I think it's Roberts.
Yeah, Lime Roberts.
That's his second.
Pushed off. Foul number 2 on Lime Roberts.
One more foul against the Rollers would put Punxsutawney into the bonus. 3:23 remaining till halftime. We are in the second quarter. 25-23 the score. Long jumper around, and it's over the backboard. That was Dan Petrov pulling the trigger, 6'3" senior. That's an interesting look, Mark, when your center can go out and shoot the three-pointer. That'll clear up the paint in a big hurry when you have to go out and play him out there.
That's right. And talking to the coach before the game, he said Dan Petrov has to have a big game, and he can shoot from outside.
Kleckner hits the home run. He's got 5, and Steel High back up on top by 1. Nothing but twine. This place is wild tonight. I mean, they were starting here at about 7:30 when they let everybody in again.
Every nook and cranny of the Hershey Park Arena. Crammed tonight for the boys' Quad A final. As Jed told you earlier, Punxsutawney sold their entire allotment of 1,700 tickets very quickly. Folks from Punxsutawney are down in force.
Long jumper by Taylor, rattles in and out. Petrov, head fake with a follow. Petrov has 4, and that was nicely done. Lots of unfriendly people around. 27-26. Lime Roberts to the top of the circle. Myers without a point so far.
We mentioned lots of Punxsutawney people in attendance. Well, one of their former coaches also in attendance. You may be familiar with him, Chuck Daly, now head coach of the Detroit Pistons.
Myers
He's here tonight.
Sorry, Mark. With Mike Fratello, NBC analyst, former coach of the Hawks. Scarantine charging. Oh, that draws a mixed review from the crowd. 2:12 left second quarter. 27-26, Punxsutawney by 1.
There you see Punxsutawney. And backing in. Foul is called. Referee, see right behind the plate, a whistle of foul. Lime Roberts with the ball. Seth Myers has to get hot here. Myers 0 for 4 from the field.
Roberts right on the three-point line, hard off the backboard.
In fact, Steel High's 2 big guns, Seth Myers, Jeff Kleckner, 1 field goal between the 2 of them. 11 shots taken between the 2 of them.
Dribble drive by Scott Taylor, nicely done. Taylor with 10 as he knifes through in traffic. Kleckner to the right-hand dribble, back out top now Roberts. They'll set the dial with Anderson now. Skip pass, Kleckner open left wing side. He loves to work this area and shows why. Kleckner with 7, 29-28. The Chucks from Punxsutawney by 1. Every game has been well played in this tournament. We got a walk on Petrov. He was about to glide right by Alfie Hairston baseline. Now Junior Davis will give Hairston a blow. Davis, the 6'7", 220-pound junior, as Mark was mentioning, who brings quite a physical style to the blow post area.
If you were not able to join us earlier today on WITF, you saw the girls single-A champion Lebanon Catholic defeat Clarion 75-57. Also, boys double-A action, Carleton defeated Trinity 52-47 to win the boys double-A crown. Steel High going to spread it out, take a breather, and create a deliberate offense here.
Steel High may actually be looking to take the lead. Last shot. We have 50 seconds remaining now in the second quarter of play. Boys Quad A title right here on Channel 33. 3 of the 4 games live to you today. It's great to have you along with us.
The one game that you did not see moments ago, before these two took the floor, North Schuylkill girls won the AAA crown with a 73-68 defeat of North Catholic. So there you go. That's the action in a nutshell in the Hershey Park Arena today. Championship weekend.
Down to 20 seconds now. Steel High airing it out. Would be content to take the last shot and possibly the lead and the momentum boost that a hoop would give them. 10 seconds in the quarter. Anderson, left wing side, partially blocked on the way through, controlled by Punxsutawney. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Harold at the buzzer, off the backboard. He didn't miss by much. Let's take a break. We come to halftime here at the Hershey Park Arena. And there is your story. Punxsutawney 29, Steel High 28. WITF's coverage of high school basketball continues from the arena after this timeout.
You're invited to Gallery 33, WITF's annual auction of paintings, photography, sculpture, and crafts, all donated in support of public broadcasting, featuring the 1992 limited edition reproduction Patches, created by Lancaster artist Lynn Yancha. Use your phone to bid from home during Central Pennsylvania's only televised art and crafts auction, April 4th and 5th, noon to midnight, during Gallery 33, underwritten by Hamilton Bank.
Next time on Masterpiece Theater, Henrik Ibsen's timeless portrait of Nora, devoted mother and wife.
Bless you, my little songbird.
And the secret that could shatter her perfect life. A Doll's House on Masterpiece Theater.
This Masterpiece Theater special starts at 9 Sunday. The PIAA Boys Quad A State Championship game on WITF is made possible by grants from Dauphin Deposit Bank, a part of the community for 155 years, and from Gingerbread Man, spirit merchant and grocer, with locations in Hershey, Harrisburg East, Mechanicsburg, Carlisle, and Shippensburg.
Welcome back to the Hershey Park Arena. Jen Donahue along with Mark Shuey. Well, Chuck Daly, Mike Fratello. Chuck Daly coached at Punxsutawney. What a game. You just get a view. There's a lot of people now getting a snack, finding the bathroom, whatever, or finding just some open area. 8,500 strong.
Yeah.
It is wild.
It's an electric atmosphere, as it usually is on championship weekend, but the boys' Quad A tilt usually carries some special significance, and tonight, Steel High and Punxsutawney putting on a real show for these people. 29-28, Punxsutawney takes a 1-point lead into the locker room at the half. And Jed, what is surprising to me has been Punxsutawney's ability to rebound against Steel High in this first half of play. They've gotten some key rebounds. Steel High, some miserable shooting percentage in the first half of play. I'm sure Coach Ken Richter wants to try to turn that around in the second half. Jeff Kleckner, Seth Myers, two normal big guns for the Steel High Steamrollers, have been, let's say, less than hot in this first half of play. So any contribution from those two, and Steel High could open this thing up in a hurry. But Punxsutawney, real scrappy team.
It has been marvelous bringing all of these games to you, starting with Wednesday's Eastern Final. Let's go over to Program Director Tom Keck and find out how you can be a major contributor to all of this. Tom?
Good evening. My name is Tom Keck, and I'm Program Director at WITF, and I'm sitting on the players' bench, at the very end of the bench, in fact, for a very important reason. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game, but the reason I'm here at the end of the players' bench is this is usually where the spark plugs of the teams come in. They sit at the end of the bench, and when the team gets a little tired, the reserves come in and they make their effort. Well, that's what public television is all about. We're here this evening asking you to support public television. You can do that by calling 233-9001 in the 717 area code and becoming a member of WITF. We have a team of over 40,000 people who help make public television possible. Now we're asking you, if you're enjoying the game this evening, to show your appreciation by pledging $35, $60, or $120 for an entire year's worth of programming, or just the PIAA basketball championships. We brought it here because we believe in Central Pennsylvania, and it is important to us. Now we're asking you to support the television station in Central Pennsylvania who are bringing you this state championship basketball game. You can charge your pledge on either Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. Or we have an installment plan with a minimum payment of $10 per month. We have many, many ways that you can choose to become a member of WITF. 233-9001 is the phone number to call to support public television. When you do, you would also receive a number of great benefits. The first benefit you would receive is the Apprise magazine. It has monthly listings for WITF TV and WITF Radio, FM 89.5, but it has much more. It has complete articles about the people and places right here in Central Pennsylvania. You would also receive the WITF member card. The member card entitles you to discounts at over 100 establishments throughout Central Pennsylvania, including restaurants and stores, and even some college credit courses. And the greatest benefit of all is the programming that you see right here on WITF. 233-9001 is the phone number to call to express your appreciation and become a new member of this public television station. We're giving you a front row seat tonight, and we hope you are enjoying the basketball game. A great second half yet to come. But right now, we're going back to the station for this very important message.
How to build a skyscraper in 5 programs. First, buy a parking lot in Manhattan. Work up some drawings. Raise $550 million and take 2 aspirin.
It's frustrating. It's crazy. You open up the street, it's like a bowl of spaghetti.
Rock and paper. Next time on Skyscraper.
Start in on the ground floor Thursday afternoon at 2.
Their rituals are strange and exotic. We call them primitive and backward. Yet tribal societies in many ways are more advanced than our own. Coming in May, Millennium, a new 10-hour series explores tribal wisdom in the modern world. Hosted by Harvard anthropologist David Mabry Lewis, Millennium journeys around the globe to compare contemporary culture to the tribal world. Millennium, coming in May.
Public television for Central Pennsylvania. This is Channel 33, WITF TV, Harrisburg.
Back at the Hershey Park Arena, gearing up for the second half. Our score at halftime, Punxsutawney 29, Steel High 28. Boy, Mark, I'll tell you, it all started kind of Wednesday. What an exciting time it has been here at the arena to bring these games. We're getting all kinds of great commentary from the fans out there, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the guys that bring these pictures and make sure the cables work and all that sort of thing. They have just been on top of their game since Wednesday.
And there you see Scott Taylor with 2 of Punxsutawney's 29 points as they lead Steel High at half, 29-28. And Scott Taylor has had a fabulous first half of play for the Punxsutawney Chucks. And as we look at the numbers, Jed, the field goal shooting percentage, we said before the break, it's miserable, basically, for Steel High. Rollers shooting 12 for 35. That is 32%. Meanwhile, Punxsutawney 13 for 21, 62% from the floor. Not too many trips to the foul line for either team. Steel High 2 for 2 from the line. Punxsutawney 1 for 2. 3-point range. Steel High 2 for 4, 50%. Punxsutawney 2 for 6. And surprising aspect of this game has been Punxsutawney's ability to out-rebound Steel High. Punxsutawney has the edge in rebounding in the first half of play, 16-14. Look at this, though. The steals. 10 steals for Steel High in the first half compared to 1 for Punxsutawney. But the problem is Steel High has not been able to convert those into many points. Here you see Jeff Kleckner driving the baseline for Steel High. A couple of defenders come over, pinch off the baseline, so Kleckner decides to take it up himself. And those are 2 of Jeff Kleckner's points. Kleckner 6 points on the first half.
Let me interrupt there, Mark. That left baseline is where Kleckner is most comfortable. I mean, he really worked York over from there and was beginning to really find his hot spot, so to speak, midway through that second quarter. Punxsutawney, though, a little more up-tempo than I was anticipating. And if Steel High can substitute correctly, which I know Ken Richter can, they should be able to gas out Punxsutawney before this is over in the fourth quarter.
Well, if you're looking at foul trouble, one man for Steel High is in some foul trouble. That is Mike Ativo. He has picked up 3 fouls in the first half of play. And what I think Coach Ken Richter may want to do in the second half of play is try to work it down low, use the height advantage. Big Junior Davis, 6'7". And, of course, the guards for Steel High are very tall as well. Kleckner, 6'3". And Seth Myers is forward. He's 6'5", but they outsize anybody on Punxsutawney's team. So maybe Coach Ken Richter will start using the height advantage in the second half of play, working it down low, get good shots, good high percentage shots in the second half. As the 2 teams are about ready to take the court, 29-28, Punxsutawney by 1. As we are moments away from the second half of the boys' Quad A state title game at the Hershey Park Arena.
Some nervous energy in and around the arena as we gear up in the third quarter. Steel High comes to the third period. There's Chuck Daly.
Yeah, a former Punxsutawney High School coach here watching his old team.
Talking to our friends Paul Alexander and Jim Gregory from WTAJ in Altoona. They're beaming this back to the Punxsutawney viewing audience.
Chuck Daly, a Pennsylvania native from Kane, Pennsylvania.
Former Penn coach. Has all kinds of Pennsylvania ties. They say this will be his last year with Detroit, most likely next after the Olympic Games. They say he'll probably end up in San Antonio.
Yeah, Chuck Daly will have the honor of coaching the first basically professional team that heads to the Olympics, Barcelona, this summer.
Will they lose? Not. So there we have it. The lineup for Steel High is Kleckner, Seth Myers, Rick Ativo, Junior Davis, and Lime Roberts with the ball, working the double team. Ball is tipped free, and it is controlled to Rankin to Scarantine. They held Scarantine to 2 points in the first half. Their leading scorer at 15 a game. Wide open, Scott Taylor left it wide, and the rebound is cleaned off by Ativo. Rollers with a chance to take the lead. Opening minute of the third quarter.
Lime Roberts nearly traveled with the ball. Punxsutawney fans wanted the call.
Myers held scoreless in the first half. Looks to get off to a better beginning. Stayed hot. Line drive. Shot looks flat. Coming off.
Seth Myers still 0 for from the floor. 0 for 5.
Considering that, Steel High to be only down by 1 is not a bad deal. Scarantine for 3. In and out. And back down. Rebound. Petrov. He and Ativo exchange some talk. And things are heating up along the baseline.
Well, there are a couple of guys in the area pushing and shoving, and I believe the
Junior Davis with the foul. Sorry, Mark. His first, team's first. 7 fouls. Each team gets into bonus time. We have 7:05 left, third quarter. Petrov to the line. Excellent foul shooter, a 75%er. Punxsutawney shoots 70% from the line as a team. Its first is good. Petrov with 4. 6'3" senior. One thing that Punxsutawney has done very well throughout this game thus far, neutralizing the height advantage by boxing out.
Absolutely. Brett Rankin, he's having a tremendous game. He's only 6'1", but he has yanked down about 6 rebounds in the first half of play alone.
With it is Lime Roberts. Right wing side for Myers. Inside of Tebow. Works a little head fake, throws it up, around and out. Tough, tough break for Tebow from 8 feet away.
Now Micah Tebow with the unfriendly roll. Worked himself in for a nice shot as well.
Wide open is Scarantine for 3. He has 5, and all of a sudden, Punxsutawney is out to a 6-point lead at 34-28.
You cannot leave Scarantine or Scott Taylor, the other hot shooting guard for Punxsutawney, open like that. They will take advantage.
Inside of Tebow to the left hand, took steps. One thing Steel High might want to do is move Myers down in the box and start working him a little more in the low post area to get his confidence back from in close.
Yeah, get his confidence back. Use his height advantage to get more high percentage shots from Seth Myers rather than keeping him out on the wing. It's a good point.
Don't want to second guess Ken Richter. He's gotten the team here to Hershey, and that says enough about his resume. Outstanding young coach. With one of the more solid programs you could think of on the high school level. Turnaround jumper, Petrov short. Rebound, Kleckner with some help from Davis on the tip.
And there was big Junior Davis and little Brett Rankin. I say little 6'1" compared to Davis's 6'7", going up for the rebound.
Davis follows in and out, no good. Myers battling in there, throws up a prayer, still battling. Davis a 3rd time, 4th time Roberts, and a foul. Might be on Roberts for clearing out. It's getting down and nasty in the low post area.
Yeah, it sure is.
Gonna see it again, Mark, and I'm telling you, it's macho in there right now.
Oh, boy, no place for the meek and mild under there, as you see everybody battling. And that was the tail end. You saw the foul on Jason Roberts.
That's his 3rd, and that's a problem.
Yes, it is.
5:31, 3rd quarter, 34-28. Punxsutawney doing the little things to get the big-time result. Rankin saves it to the left-hand dribble. Tries to dish off for Petrov down low, and we've got another foul against Steel High.
Junior Davis, his 2nd
in this quarter. Team's 4th.
Now Rankin just charged right into Junior Davis. The referee saying Davis did not have position. Established. Foul, therefore, on Junior Davis. And Davis limping off the court slightly with appears to be maybe a tender knee.
Steel High
shot from Rankin.
They'll sacrifice bulk with Davis for quickness and Anderson. Scarantine from the right side. He has 7, and if he gets hot, Steel High has got a real tough hill to climb.
That's right.
It's an 8-point hill at this point. Timeout Rollers will take timeout as well. 5:06 left in the 3rd quarter. Punxsutawney by 8. We're back in Hershey after this. Okay, Mark, there you see some of the action down low.
A lush, verdant landscape, unspoiled by its inhabitants. A new world and new wonders for the early English settlers on our shores. Join us for The Great Encounter, when Land of the Eagle begins next time on Nature.
Nature's on Channel 33, Sunday evening at 8.
Back in Hershey, Judd Donahue along with Mark Shuey. Mark, we saw that one play. I think that totally, right before the break there, exemplifies just how tough it is in the low post area since they came out of the locker room. I mean, it is rough.
It is. It sure is. We mentioned Brett Rankin. He's only 6'1", but he's 190 pounds, and he is solid, as are a lot of these Punxsutawney kids. What they give up in height, they make up for in tenacity, as there we see Scarantine with 2 of his points. Scarantine having a fabulous night. You've got to cover Scarantine and Scott Taylor a little closer.
Roberts, give and go, driving the lane for his first 2 is Seth Myers. Maybe they heard us. Myers attacking the rack. Scarantine off balance. In and out, no good. Rebound, E.T. Anderson. Rollers trail by 6. Clock moves under the 4:40 mark in the 3rd quarter. Roberts, shake and bake, dribble, tip, controlled by Punxsutawney. Reaching a mitt on the ball that time. Dana Harold across the timeline, picked up by Kleckner. Harold spots him up from 10, left it long off the back of the iron. E.T. Anderson tracks down the loose rebound. Kleckner with it.
E.T. Anderson doing some nice board work for the Rollers.
Pace is frantic right now. Kleckner shoots 18 feet in and out, no good. Myers muscles down the rebound and then loses the handle to Harold, who rolls it to Scarantine. Full court pressure to Harold again. Wild action right now. Scarantine leans in from 10, left it short, tip, missed wide. Petrov with a head fake. Petrov gets control of it. This is unbelievable. Harold is fouled by a Tebow, and that's his fourth.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. It's like your VCR is stuck on search looking at this stuff.
Yeah, look, the ball comes out of bounds. Scarantine just heaves it back towards the back court. And Ativo, in trying to chase down the loose change, picks up the foul. As you said, Jed, his fourth of the ball game. Ativo will take a seat next to Coach Ken Richter. And into the game will come Alfie Hairston for Steel High.
Not the more aesthetic action you'll see. Scarantine deep right wing side, left it short. Taylor with a follow over Hairston, left it long. Tipping at it is Petrov.
Well, the Steel High players are just not boxing out right now. 3 Steel High players were underneath the basket waiting for the rebound, and they let Scarantine come in over top and tip it back into action.
Steel High needs to put a patented run together. Roberts top of the circle, and it goes over the standard.
38-30.
Shooting in hard luck throughout this game.
Punxsutawney by 8 with 3:20 to go in this third quarter of play. Tremendous boys quad A final from the Hershey Park Arena before a packed house as expected.
Rankin for Petrov. You get tired looking at the pace. Scarantine. Man-to-man pressure now employed by the Rollers. A sense of urgency for Steel High. Roberts bangs in out of bounds. Earlier, Taylor to the spot at the same time.
Earlier today, we were talking to some people from the western part of the state, questioning them about the Punxsutawney team. They said, well, really not supposed to be here. They're known as the Hoosiers out there, taken from the movie The Hoosiers, for the small school that makes it all the way to the state finals.
Scarantine, nice backdoor pass, wide open and good. Ryan Young.
Largest lead of the game.
2 points of the game, and they come at a big time for Punxsutawney. The lead is 10. 2:40 left, third quarter. Anderson to the lane. Finds matchup pressure. Kleckner to the left baseline. 10-footer, missed it. Rebound, Petrov. Steel High can't buy a hoop at this point. Stone cold from the floor. Rankin dribble drive, then throws it behind, and Kleckner intercepts that. Kleckner, one man to beat, that's Young. Pulls him up at the baseline, missed it, wide rebound. Scarantine, and he dances out of trouble, and we've got a whistle.
It's almost like there's a...
Didn't hear it, needless to say.
It's almost like there's a board nailed across the Steel High basket. They are 1 for 10 from the field in this period. And thereby trail by 10. 40-30. Punxsutawney with the lead. 2:13 left in quarter number 3. Junior Davis just coming back from the locker room. As we mentioned before, he limped off with looked to be a tender knee after that mid-court collision with Brett Rankin. And it seems there was a technical foul called.
Been a technical foul assessed against the Steel High bench, which means it's 2 shots at the line. Petrov good on 1 of 2 and possession. Petrov with 9 points.
That's the largest Punxsutawney lead of the ball game. Steel High trailing by 11, 41-30. Punxsutawney with the lead and the ball.
5 fouls against Steel High, none called against Punxsutawney. I have a feeling that's where the itch on the Steel High bench is, among other things. Tipped out of bounds by Lime Roberts. 2:05 to go in the third quarter, and the pot is boiling. 11-point lead by Punxsutawney. The underdog Chucks. What a nickname. Been some good nicknames in this tournament. Look at Scarantine. He's been hot in the quarter. Tries a pass to Koromos, and he cannot hang, and then trips right over the scores table.
As we mentioned, Punxsutawney, kind of like the Cinderella team, the Western Pennsylvania PIAA bracket. They went 6-0 against the strong WPIAL this year, beating Penn Hills on Wednesday night for the right to play for the Quad A Championship, a 13-point victory over Penn Hills, who had defeated the powerful Altoona team.
Kleckner for three, left it short. Their cold spell continues. Scarantine with a loose rebound. Minute 35 to go in the third quarter.
Kleckner 2 for 11 from the field. Myers 1 for 7 from the field. Lime Roberts 3 for 10.
Myers on the steal. Myers going in and jams. Myers, maybe that'll wake him up. 41 to 32, minute 20 to go. Long outlet Scarantine. Protecting the dribble, Steel High all over the court. Long cross-court skip pass to Scott Taylor. Taylor to the left baseline. Give and go. Petrov to the floor. Draws traveling. Not a foul. They went with a traveling call instead. 1:01 to go in the third quarter. 41 to 32 is the score. And there you see the arena. There is no room to sit down.
Well, Punxsutawney, large contingent. And, you know how Steel High follows their team. Last one out of Steelton, turn out the lights. They're all here tonight.
Lime Roberts, crossover dribble, knifes into the lane and draws the foul. What a move by Roberts. Athletic play. Left, right, left again.
Lime Roberts with a nice dribble drive move, drew the foul, sunk the basket, and Roberts will go to the line to try to convert a three-point play. 41-34 as you look at Lime Roberts. Fakes his way past the defender, goes up with a hand on his shoulder, and lays it up and in for two.
Roberts converts the three-point play. What a big moment that is. That may be one to circle.
Cuts the Punxsutawney lead to 6, 41 to 35. Punxsutawney over Steel High. Less than a minute to go in quarter number 3.
No need for Steel High to panic.
I think we're looking at a...
Sorry, Mark.
I think we're looking at a tremendous finish shaping up, Jeff.
Long outlet for Dana Harold. Harold guarded by Kleckner. Punxsutawney has been in some close games throughout this tournament, so the poise factor is certainly there in their favor, as it is with Steel High. A young but seasoned team.
Yeah, Steel High has seen just about everything a basketball team can see. They've faced the slow-down offense, the deliberate offense of Whitehall, the run and gun of York, as a foul is called on Jeff Kleckner. Kleckner with some body work on Mike, it's not Mike Scarantine, but Dana Harold out at the point.
The thing that makes that foul hard to swallow is the fact that he was almost at the 5-second mark.
Right.
To turn it over. There you see some of the Punxsutawney fans. They are here en masse to Chocolatetown tonight. We mentioned they sold out their 1,700 person block in 2 hours. For the basketball, Scarantine for
under
Harold.
10 seconds.
7 seconds in the quarter. Back out top, Rankin. 4 seconds in the quarter. He lost the handle and traveled. 2 seconds left. Steel High can throw it the length of the floor and possibly set up a good long shot. 41-35 is the score. 2 seconds remain in the third quarter. Steel High spaces the floor. They have Myers into Kleckner. Clock doesn't start until he touches. 1 second. Kleckner at the buzzer. Left it short, and that'll do it. It's a wild and woolly affair for the boys Quad A Championship. We make the turn into the final 8 minutes. Punxsutawney by 6. WITF coverage of high school basketball back in Hershey after this timeout.
The PIAA Boys Quad A State Championship game on WITF is made possible by grants from Dauphin Deposit Bank and from Gingerbread Man, spirit merchant and grocer.
Judd Donahue along with Mark Shuey and the entire Channel 33 team tonight. Pleasure to bring you the boys Quad A State final game. Steel High down 6, Mark, and really when you consider the way they have been shooting the basketball, they're lucky to only be down by that margin. And there you see Ryan Young's first 2 off the bench. and that had given Punxsutawney a 9-point lead. They've led by as many as 11. Steel High's last lead came early first quarter. Since then, Punxsutawney has held the lead car.
Well, Steel High's defense has been very good at forcing the turnovers. They've so far forced Punxsutawney to commit 14 turnovers, but offensively, Steel High's poor shooting percentage has created only 8 points from those 14 turnovers.
With the basketball is Harold. We are just underway in the fourth quarter. 41-35 is the score. Whistle underneath and a foul, and it's on Petroff, I believe, clearing out Alfie Hairston.
Yeah, there was a big battle going on underneath between Petroff and big Alfie Hairston of Steel High. Petroff whistled for the foul, and Steel High will get to inbound, trailing by 6, 41-35, 7:53. Opening moments of quarter number 4, the boys Quad A championship from the Hershey Park Arena on WITF TV.
With it is Lime Roberts for E.T. Anderson, who had a big first quarter. Kleckner and Myers have to get on track if Steel High is to cut the nets down. Anderson floats in from 16. Anderson in double figures with 10. His first 2 points of the second half. Steel High goes to the full court pressure. Wide open is Taylor, left side, left it long. Myers cleans the rebound. It's off to the races. Myers, right, left, pull up, pop, 14, left it hot. Myers follows his own miss. Still battling, good! Seth Myers beginning to take over now. 41-39. Punxsutawney's lead is melted to 2. Kleckner reaches in and draws the foul. His second, and this place is going wild. An 8-0 Steel High run to pull to within 41-39.
And there you see Steel High kind of taking it up a notch on defense. Also on offense, Seth Myers, just some great hustle, great tenacious work underneath on the board. Follows his own missed shot and lays it up and in for a big 2-point bucket. Steel High within 2, 41-39. But Punxsutawney with Dana Harold at the line looking to extend their lead.
Missed it. They are in the 1-and-1 bonus. Myers snatches the ball out of the air for Kleckner. Here come the Rollers with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Inside Ativo, playing with 4 fouls. We are tied at 41.
Ativo saw an opening in the lane, took it, drove the hole, and made the 2. Game is tied.
Steel High on a 10-0 run. Ball almost stolen by Ativo. And nice play by Scarantine to throw it off of Myers.
Great heads-up play. There was absolutely nowhere for Scarantine to go. He was already out of bounds. Threw it off the Steel High players, and Punxsutawney retains possession.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take timeout as well. Punxsutawney wants to talk it over. But first, we watch Kleckner working it inside to Ativo. That is where we stand. We're back in Hershey after this timeout.
Next time on Great Performances, the swinging sounds of the street. From back alleys to the concert hall, join Spike Lee and Debbie Allen with some of the greatest vocal groups around when Spike and Company do it a cappella on Great Performances.
Watch it at 8 Wednesday evening.
Back in Hershey, Ted Donahue with Mark Shuey. What a great, great atmosphere. You don't like high school athletics, there'd be something wrong with you if you didn't like what's going on in here tonight. What great school spirit on both sides. And the place is rocking.
It sure is. This is what it's all about. Steel High, Punxsutawney going for the boys' Quad A crowd. They're faithful here in attendance, rooting them on. High school athletics at its best at the Hershey Park Arena. Glad to bring it to you on WITF TV 33.
Scarantine double-teamed in the corner, tries that move again, and gets away with it a second time off Kleckner.
Yeah, good, tenacious defense now displayed by Steel High. They're trapping in the corner along the baseline. Scarantine once again nowhere to go.
Steel High using the bench a little bit, may have the quickness factor because of rested players. Anderson marks off Scarantine. Taylor has cooled off since his first half run. Harold into the lane, over Ativo, soft touch.
Oh, that's a nice shot from Dana Harold. He had to shoot over Rick Ativo. He's got a lot of size on Harold. Nice soft touch over the big man for 2. 43-41, Punxsutawney by 2.
His first two. Myers now beginning to work the low box. Myers, turn around in the lane, in and out, rebound. Petrov, make it Scarantine rather. Ball is tipped back. Myers up, good. Myers beginning to be a factor now in the low post area. Whistle and a foul on Roberts, his fourth.
That could be very big in the scheme of things with 5:43 left to play in regulation. Lime Roberts picks up his fourth. He's more or less the floor general for Steel High. He'll bring the ball up court.
Nobody is sitting down anymore for the most part. 8,500 strong, seeing a dandy. We are tied at 43. To do the reset for you, the possession arrow is in Steel High's favor with 5:43 left. To the line, around the rim and in.
Well, that hit all around the rim, finally dropped in for Dana Harold as Punxsutawney takes a 1-point lead. 44-43, 5:43 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Harold knocks it down. He has the last four Punxsutawney points. The Chucks by 2. Roberts along the right side. Steel High looks for the good shot. Anderson for 3, and it's good, and Steel High leads for the first time since the first quarter.
And here's that zone press defense. It is tenacious.
Anderson with 13. Ball is tipped out of bounds. They give it to Steel High. Punxsutawney wanted it to go back. Now they say it went off Steel High, and they reversed the call.
One referee's going to overrule the other. The actually the referee on the baseline did have a better view of the call, and he's going to say the ball stays with Punxsutawney.
5:16 left, fourth quarter. 46-45, Steel High by 1. Dribble drive by Harold, rolled wide. Roberts' position is fouled over the back by Petrov.
Yeah, Dan Petrov just came in and nailed Roberts along the baseline in an attempt to get the rebound. Steel High not yet in the bonus. They will inbound. The Rollers with the lead, 46-45. Just over 5 minutes to play. Final period of this boys' quad A tilt.
Close-up look of Lime Roberts. Anderson, he's had that feel. He just hit the 3 that put them ahead. Kleckner with it now.
E.T. Anderson, an interesting story.
Turnaround Myers is good, and Myers is beginning to take over. He has 8 points. Steel High sets the full court pressure. 10 points rather for Myers. Rankin took some baby steps.
Mentioned E.T. Anderson for Steel High earlier. He was injured in a very serious car accident this autumn. He has come back to be a major force for Ken Richter's Rollers.
Long outlet by Harold, out of bounds. And it's beginning to come unglued now.
This is an 18-4 run for Steel High. Punxsutawney has been held to just 3 shots this period. And we are nearly midway through the quarter.
With it is Roberts. Steel High looks for a good opportunity in the half-court game. Their crowd beginning to really smell a state championship.
Well, it's only a 3-point lead for Steel High, and the way Punxsutawney has been bombing, anything can happen. They can pick up 3 points in a hurry.
Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here with 4:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. An 18-4 spurt by Steel High has erased what once was an 11-point Punxsutawney lead, and there you see where we stand.
As we mentioned, Punxsutawney narrowly got out of the first round of the PIAA tournament. A 3-point win over Woodland Hills. There you see Steel High working the ball around. Lime Roberts in the corner. This is a replay.
This is Anderson that gave Steel High the lead.
3-point shot that gave Steel High the lead, which they have not relinquished as of yet. Several moments ago, Steel High, as Jed had told you, has come back from an 11-point deficit to take a 3-point lead. 48-45. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left in quarter number 4.
$8,286 is the paid attendance. Obviously, there are more than that here. As we wind you around some of the environment here, Punxsutawney with a very strong and lusty contingent here.
We mentioned Punxsutawney has led by as many as 11. This 3-point lead is Steel High's largest lead of the ballgame.
Anderson down low, Myers. He has been a factor. Give and go, Ativo! Ball is stolen by Myers. Steel High maybe putting the nail down to Kleckner. 50 to 45. 3:35 left. We are in the fourth quarter.
Steel High's full court pressure defense has really taken its toll on Punxsutawney in this fourth quarter of play. It's creating a lot of turnovers for Punxsutawney, which Steel High is now starting to convert into points. 17 turnovers for Punxsutawney, 3 for Steel High.
Kicked out of bounds by Petrov. Steel High maintains possession. 3:19 remaining in the fourth quarter in what has been a super basketball game in the boys Quad A state final. Rankin tries to steal, runs out of room. Out of bounds it goes. Kleckner to inbound. There you see Ken Richter. He's put this together. They don't have a large enrollment. We joke around, Mark. It's quality over quantity at Steel High, and this is a quality team here.
Senior class, I guess, is graduating less than 100 people, from what I understand.
Steel High is taking the air out. Get to the clock, get the clock down there. Anderson tipped away, ball on the deck, and it comes away to Rankin. Here comes Rankin, 1-on-3, tipped out of bounds from behind by Ativo. Punxsutawney maintains possession. 2:52 remaining. Only the fourth turnover against the Rollers. Petrov to inbound. It's been a while since Punxsutawney has hit. They've got to get Scarantine, who had the ball out of the driveway. He was red hot in the third quarter. Scarantine for 3, and an out, no good. Rebound, battled for, whistle, and a foul. It's on Taylor of Punxsutawney. Banging in for the rebound. Kleckner won the spot on the floor.
Now it's been almost 4 minutes since Punxsutawney has hit their last field goal. They hit that at the 6:06 mark of this quarter. We are winding down to the 2:30 mark of quarter number 4. Steel High leads by 5, 50 to 45.
Rankin on the steal, a second. Here comes Scarantine, long outlet for Taylor. Taylor with Kleckner, and it goes between the arms of Brian Young. Tough turnover there against Punxsutawney. Timeout, Punxsutawney. We'll keep it here with 2:21 left. Head coach Bill Vassallo trying to stop the bleeding. Again, a little more than 4 minutes since their last basket. Steel High, though, beginning to thunder mark towards their first state title. Again, they won it as Steelton in 1927.
Oh, that's right.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Steel High was last at the championship game in 1977 when the Steel High Steamrollers with Greg Manning, Rich Lewis, Darrell Lewis faced Fox Chapel. Fox Chapel also wearing red and white that day. Defeated Steel High. There you see Ativo laying it up and in. Steel High has outscored Punxsutawney 15-5 this period to open up this 5-point lead, 50 to 45, with a little more than 2 minutes remaining in this regulation of this boys Quad A game from the Hershey Park Arena. It has been our pleasure to bring you 3 games this afternoon. Started off with Lebanon Catholic girls winning the single A title, beating Clarion 75-57. And boys AA, Carleton took the crown with a 52-47 win over Trinity. And this is game number 3 of the triple header, and what a game it has been. Steel High coming back from an 11-point deficit to lead Punxsutawney by 5, 50 to 45. Just over 2 minutes to go in the regulation.
Roberts to Myers. Now Roberts. Ball is tipped by Rankin, foul on Rankin. He's got 2 steals on the last 2 possessions for Steel High. But unfortunately for the Punxsutawney cause, they have not finalized on the offensive end. 15 fouled against the Chucks. They've got 2 more until they get to the 1-and-1. They may have to just start fouling to make sure they get there. It's going to be 1 at the foul line, one way or another. Lime Roberts, what a strong floor game he has had, and there's a foul looking at Petrov for his 3rd, 53 in red. 2:02 left in the ball game.
Yeah, Punxsutawney trying to trap Lime Roberts outside the top of the key, and Petrov comes up, commits the foul on Roberts. Steel High will inbound. Jeff Kleckner to do the honors for the Rollers.
Almost a 5-second count, and they get the timeout. 2:02 to go in the ball game. 50-45 the score. Jed Donahue along with Mark Shuey, the entire Channel 33 staff here, doing what I think is just yeoman work as far as getting the camera angles, sound. Just an outstanding job in the truck. In an electrifying atmosphere here. One timeout left now for each team.
Looking at the scoring,
it hadn't been this loud here since Carlisle and Billy Owens were in town back in '88, Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. Punxsutawney ended the first quarter with an 8-point lead over Steel High. End of quarter number 1, it was 18-10, Punxsutawney. Steel High closed the gap to go into the locker room trailing Punxsutawney by 1. It was 29-28 at the half. And at the end of the third quarter, Punxsutawney 41-35 over Steel High. And there you see the score. With 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 45 for Punxsutawney there on the right. Over the visitors. Visitors wearing the dark jerseys throughout the tournament. And 50 for the home white Steel High Steamrollers.
Turned it over by Kleckner. Did you see the camera shot of the scoreboard? That's not our camera operator, folks. That's the ground underneath him shaking.
This
Unbelievable.
This place is rocking. It is filled to the gills, the Hershey Park Arena.
That gives you a good idea. This is a must-score trip for Punxsutawney. Taylor to the foul line, took steps.
Yeah.
I think they're just tired, Mark. That's where the mental mistakes come in.
Right.
They have really pressed and pushed hard. They got that 11-point lead in the third quarter, and since then, Steel High has just blown out.
In the first half, Punxsutawney has shown much more tenacity in the first half, crashing the boards, pressure man-to-man defense, than in the second half of play.
Roberts is good again. Von Roberts with 12. Steel High out to a 7-point lead. Ball on the deck, comes loose. Roberts, and it is traveling against Punxsutawney. Rankin slid with it. Ativo playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Enjoying the moment at hand.
Mike Ativo was lucky that whistle did not signify foul number 5 for him. In fact, I'm sure he was a little bit worried when he was rolling on the ground with Rankin. He heard the whistle. I'm sure he thought, uh-oh, I'm out of the game. But no, traveling on the call on Rankin. And that is the 20th turnover for Punxsutawney in this ball game.
Minute 15 to go in the game. Myers, pull up from 10. Good! Seth Myers. He's 6 for 10 from the floor in the second half after a cold spell in the first. Rankin the other way. Rankin with 8. Timeout, Punxsutawney. Minute left exactly to go in the game. It's 54-47, Steel High. And unless Punxsutawney can get him to the foul line and Steel High starts missing, the Rollers are rolling toward the goal.
Yes, they are. And you talk about the patented Steel High fourth quarter surge. There it is.
The sliding play again with Rankin and Ativo diving after the loose ball. 3rd down and 6. Looked like a goal line play. A jumbo play for the Redskins there.
That's right.
That shows you how much you want it. It's just...
Well, those two guys do look like football players, Mike Ativo and Brett Rankin. Here you see Rankin driving the lane, laying it up and in. He's had a tremendous game, both offensively and defensively for Coach Bill Vasallo. And the Punxsutawney Chucks. Steel High with that patented fourth quarter surge. In fact, in this quarter, 6 points for Punxsutawney. That is it. They entered quarter number 4 with 41. It is now 54 for Steel High, 47 for Punxsutawney. Rollers lead with a minute to go. There you see the panoramic view of the Hershey Park Arena. Packed to the rafters. 8,200 and change here to look on for the boys Quad A Championship.
They get the inbound and a foul against Scarantine. That'll be his second. And that'll put Steel High to the foul line, which is what Punxsutawney wanted to do anyway. Only a second bleeds off the clock.
You know, it's been more than 5 minutes between field goals for Punxsutawney. And you really have to credit the Steel High defense as well. They've taken it up a notch. Good man-to-man pressure. Steel High outscoring Punxsutawney 19-6 in this period. E.T. Anderson steps to the line for Coach Ken Richter's Steel High Steamrollers, who are less than 1 minute away, should this lead stand, from the boys' Quad A state title, the first ever for the Rollers.
He missed it. Anderson, a 75% foul shooter. There's still life in the cause for Punxsutawney. Here comes Brett Rankin. Deep in the corner is Scarantine, and he missed it. Rebound, cleaned out of there by Lime Roberts, and he's fouled over the back by Taylor. 46 seconds to go. Steel High by 7, and if Scarantine hit that 3, it would have been big stuff.
Yeah, that was a three-pointer that they really needed. And there you see Lime Roberts yanking down the rebound. Taylor coming over the back with the foul.
No quit in the chucks from Punxsutawney.
Steel High's road to the title, which they are 46 seconds away from, should this lead stand. Defeated York Wednesday night, 69-65, to get to the Quad A championship game. Also defeated Whitehall 47-44 last week at the arena. A 77-56 win over Council Rock, and the Rollers started the PIAA tournament with a 72-58 victory over Coatesville. This is the 6th game the Rollers have played at the Hershey Park Arena.
I don't know why Kleckner's shooting. He didn't get the rebound. He's the 85% foul shooter, so Steel High gets a big break there. He has 8 points. 55-47, and it's almost over. What a show it has been all day long. The Lebanon Catholic girls, Trinity boys lost, but played very well to Carlington. Kleckner again, he has 9. And Steel High on their way to a first state title. Rankin, dribble drive, left it short, tip back out for Scarantine. He'll spot up a 3, left that long. Rebound, Steel High. And the foul. And that'll put Anderson to the line, shooting a 1-and-1.
And
30 seconds remaining, and they begin to celebrate on the Steel High side. We'll see if we can get a shot of their fans there.
Yeah, they can taste it now. 30 seconds to go. Steel High with a 56-47 lead. Score is somewhat deceiving, though. Steel High trailed by as many as 11 in this ball game, and could not buy a bucket earlier in the ball game. Their shooting percentage at one point hovering around 30%.
They'll be the hunted next year, though, as a defending state champ with 4 starters from this team returning. They'll be everybody's mark. But what a moment to enjoy for now for Micah Tebow. He had a big give-and-go bucket from Myers earlier in this quarter that sent Steel High on their way, and they're beginning to high-five. Banners are coming out. It's a great moment for local basketball here in the Harrisburg area. Loyal, die-hard fans getting the reward they've so long waited for. Out of bounds, off of Myers. Myers jumping around. He would love nothing more than to jam one before it's over.
Like he did against York. That was an unbelievable slam from Seth Myers.
This is Petrov. He'll shoot the 3, left wing side. Missed it. Kleckner is there. And Kleckner is fouled. And an 85% foul shooter to the line with 18 seconds left. Steel High celebrates at the other end of the floor. They are on their way.
Well, the little town with the big heart. Steel High looks to be the Quad A boys state champions. 18 seconds left in this game. And Steel High holding an 11-point lead, 58-47. There you see the scoreboard. Still have to finish this game up. But Steel High, they're celebrating in the stands. They're celebrating on the court. And I'm sure if there's anybody left in Steelton, they're celebrating in Steelton.
Oh, I'm sure that party's going to go for a long time tonight.
Seems everybody from Steelton is here tonight to watch their Rollers.
And the Punxsutawney fans giving all of their seniors and players a standing ovation.
Yeah, well
the emotion of losing. But as we've always mentioned, there are no losers when you get this far.
Yeah, Punxsutawney, they have been the Cinderella team in the Western bracket, as we said. Knocked off Penn Hills on Wednesday. Defeated Pittsburgh Central Catholic, a couple of real tough WPIAL teams. Also defeated always good Farrell by 1 point in round 2, 56-55. What a game that was. Started the tournament with a 3-point win over Woodland Hills.
Their Steel High t-shirts now on the bench, signifying state championship. 10 seconds to go. This is Koromos for 3, left it long. 6 seconds to go. We'll let them count down. Steel High has won it all. The state championship for the Rollers.
Once again, please refrain from throwing objects onto the playing floor. Thank you.
Situation for Steel High to win it all. There's your final score, and what a game it was. Again, a lot closer than the final score would indicate, but
you can see
one
the
of the great moments you'll see in local basketball time. Ken Richter being interviewed by other local television stations. Just a fabulous performance in the second half, and after trailing by 11 in the third quarter, really gutted out an 18-4 run that put them over the top. There you see Seth Myers, and they're back with 4 starters next year. Micah Tebow, he's only a junior.
Yeah, you can see some of the emotion takes over as these kids have worked since the end of October, and it all culminates right here on the floor of the Hershey Park Arena with the boys Quad A state title. Steel High, the state champs in boys Quad A, with a 58-49 win over Punxsutawney. The Rollers, as you said, Jed, had to fight and claw for this one. Steel High trailed by as many as 11 at one point and end up with a 58-49 victory.
Plug in now with Bob Schellenberg, our public address announcer and the voice of the PIAA for the award ceremony, which I'm sure a lot of local basketball fans definitely want to see. Let's go to Bob Schellenberger right now.
Starting with Justin Doty. Josh Greenblatt. Ryan Heitzenrader. Scott Lunger. James Presloyd. Jeremiah Cessna. Mark McGolas. Mark Karomas. Matt Young. Ryan Young. Dana Harold. Chris Ruby. Mike Scarantine. Dan Petrov. Brett Rankin. Scott Taylor. Punxsutawney High School Athletic Director Bill Cuba. Assistant Coach Earl Good. Assistant Coach Mike McIntyre. And the head coach of the 1992 Punxsutawney Chucks, Bill Vasallo. At this time, Dr. Russell T. Warner, the Executive Director of the PIAA, presents Mr. Headland with the 1992 PIAA State Quad A Boys Runner-Up Trophy to be presented to Dan Petroff, Brett Rankin, and Scott Taylor. Congratulations, Punxsutawney High School Chucks. Introducing the 1992 PIAA Quad A State Boys Champions, the Steel High Steamrollers. Mr. Pete Backler, Chairman of District 3, along with Executive Director Mr. Jerry Brooks, will present Steel High head coach Ken Richter with medals to be bestowed upon his team, starting with number 10, Chris Cobb. Number 20, Lamont Brannock. Number 22, Bruce Lewis. Number 24, E.T. Anderson. Number 30, Jeff Kleckler. Number 32, Seth Myers. Number 34, Jason Lime Roberts. Number 52, Junior Davis. Number 42, Sam Hampshire. Number 44, Micah Tebow. Number 50, Alfie Hairston. Number 54, Eric Huffman. Their manager, Hector Blanco. Student trainer, Dave Sproul. Their head athletic director as well as trainer, Bill Sonny Mills. The principal of Stilton High Spire, Dale Heineman. Assistant coach, Sam Barnacle. Assistant coach, Tom Sullinger. Assistant head coach, Bill Starr Stinney. And the head coach of the Steel High Rollers, Ken Richter. We need Alfie Hairston, Lime Roberts, and the head coach, Ken Richter, to now come forward to accept the trophy from Dr. Werner, Mr. Brooks, and Mr. Fackler, the 1992 PIAA Quad A State Championship Trophy, presented to the Steamrollers of Stilton High Spire High School. Congratulations.
Steel High, your Quad A state champion, celebrating a special moment with their fans in their community. I mean, their fans literally, I think, took them and carried the team on their back when they were down by 11 in that third quarter, never gave up and I think lit the fuse for the 18-4 run that eventually led to the road ring here.
Yeah, the Steel High fans are almost like the sixth man on the court. They follow their team and cheering them on. Even when Steel High was down by 11, you knew that the Rollers were never out of the ball game. Their fans were getting them pumped up. Steel High had a miserable first half shooting percentage, shooting 32% from the floor in the first half of play, but boy, did they turn it around in half number 2. The Rollers shot 50% from the floor as opposed to Punxsutawney's 29% from the floor in half number 2. And that, my friends, tells the story. Steel High 50% from the floor, and their defense held Punxsutawney to under 30% field goal shooting percentage in the second half.
Official stats that we have from George Zurak, who, by the way, thank you, George, for keeping an unbelievable book throughout this whole week. Dana Harold had 4 points. Mike Scarantine had 7. Ryan Young off the bench with 2. Scott Taylor had 14, all of which came in the first half, and then they turned him out. And then Brett Rankin had 8, and Dan Petroff 9 for the Rollers of Steel High. Yes, state champion. You can say it now. Finally, they have reached the summit, which they did here earlier. E.T. Anderson, 15 points, hit the 3 that gave them the 46-45 lead in the fourth quarter, which was their first since the opening period. Steel High just scratching and clawing their way back as they cut the nets down, and that shot has a lot to do with why Seth Myers is on the ladder. Jeff Kleckner with 9 points, Seth Myers with 12, Lime Roberts had 12, Micah Tebow had 8. A lot of thanks to you, Mark. It's been a pleasure working with you over the last few days. Some great action today.
Yes, we did. We saw some excellent games. Girls single A, boys double A, and here's Steel High winning the Quad A boys title.
For the entire team here at WITF, Channel 33, Public Television, it's been a great pleasure bringing you all of the state high school basketball title action here in Hershey. Our final score, Steel High 58, Punxsutawney 49. Have a good weekend, everybody, what's left of it, and we'll see you again next year.
The PIAA Boys Quad A State Championship game on WITF is made possible by grants from Dauphin Deposit Bank, a part of the community for 155 years, and from Gingerbread Man, spirit merchant and grocer, with locations in Hershey, Harrisburg East, Mechanicsburg, Carlisle, and Shippensburg. Viewer-supported public television, Channel 33, WITF-TV, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We now join the following program already in progress.